Hello everyone, my name is Zoe and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, then welcome. It's nice to meet you. Today we're going to be talking about something that I've never ever done on this channel before and what I didn't think I'd be doing ever in my life. So there's a trend going around YouTube lately about people buying mystery boxes and unboxing them. Well, recently, people have been buying mystery boxes off the dark web and, unboxing them for our entertainment. Well, I was watching this guy, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but in the video he did say that his nickname is Jazzy. So Jazzy did a dark web unboxing and it was absolutely terrifying.
Is it gonna keep going there?
Yeah. What are the odds that there's one going left?
Bro, it's a USB.
You're lying.
Swear to God.
The odds of us getting...
Bro, you probably have to break it. Look, I'm holding it. Listen, I'm holding it. Hold up.
I don't know how we missed this. There's a letter right there. I ran out of gloves, so I'm trying to do this, but letter is right there. It is E. So now we have J, A, Z.
Well, there's no order, just put them together.
I, E. And this is what I have so far. I'm missing one letter. Jazzy is what some people call me. Is a nickname, which is kind of weird, but I'm still missing one letter.
I will link both of the videos that he has with this box down in the description box below. But literally, it was huge. The box literally weighed 23 pounds and it was filled with just terrifying things, and there was like a puzzle mixed in with it, and it was just absolutely terrifying. Well, when he put them together without the other letter missing, it did spell Jazzy, which he thought was very, very strange. But when he looked in the flash drive that came in the box, the last letter was there, and it spelled out his mom's name. I don't know. That's just really weird to me, and it's like, dude, run. These people are after you. On the flash drive is what I'm going to talk mostly about. So on the flash drive, there was a series of really dark and disturbing images that just were absolutely terrifying and just nightmare fuel. Pure nightmare fuel.
We're into the file. It's an image. It's named Mom. Wait a second. No. I already know what it is. R. What's going on? R-E-Z-I-J-A. R-E-Z-I-J-A. That's my mom's name. Alright, so we're done with trashes. Untitled folder. Alright, so now we're gonna get into the real stuff, I guess. That's so creepy, man. So, okay, this is what I assume is KKK member. Beats me. I don't know. Holy sh... This is crazy. So that's it for entitled folder 1. Let's do 2. It's fucking terrifying. Dude. know it's gonna be bad. I already know, so. What the fuck? What is Nexion? I don't understand. What is that? I'm curious as to what Nexion is. Nexion. It's a host agency. There's no way that's what it is. Okay. So clearly that's the sign. Clearly there's more meanings to Nexion than one.
The one photo that I am most interested in is the last photo on the flash drive. It was like really, really creepy, and I was just like, what? So even he was really interested in trying to look it up and Google it, but to no avail. So using my excellent detective and researching skills, I decided to look into it, and I wanted to give him the information that I found. So, Jazzy, or whatever your name is, I'm pretty sure it's the name of your channel, but it's so hard to pronounce, and I don't want to butcher it. So this is for you. This is for all the viewers out there who watch his videos and were like, what's happening? And just anyone who wanted to know about this cult. Just a quick disclaimer, I knew absolutely nothing about this cult beforehand. Before watching his videos, I knew absolutely nothing. Just the moment I saw the little contract or whatever the heck that was, I was like, dude, that's freaky. I want to look into that. So I did, and now I know about it. I wrote down a bunch of notes that I found. I started out like he did with Google Images. I like to find images that I see that seem like they're related to what I'm researching, and then clicking on them and going to websites and things of that sort. I started researching it and looking at the photos and stuff, and each photo was just bringing me to like metal bands and photographers who take like abandoned photos, which are really cool and like really creepy, but I was mostly just getting bands and artists and stuff like that under the name Nexion. So I kept digging and kept digging and kept digging, and I found the actual logo or symbol that they used on the contract, and it was linked to a band called, I'm gonna butcher this name, Deverils Nexion, whatever. I'm actually going to be playing the song in the background, and the song was called Sinister Music of the Deverils Nexicon. So they spelt music with a CK, like magic, like pagan magic with a CK. So that had me thinking like, okay, this seems like kind of legit. And then also under the profile for this this song, it said the traditional nexicon of the Order of 9 Angles, or O9A. So I was like, that sounds legit. Order of the 9 Angles? Order of 9 Angles? That sounds like actually legit. And at first I was like, is that maybe a misprint? Did they meant to say angels, not angles? But no, it's actually angles, like acute, obtuse, right angle, like actual angle. After that, I listened to the song, I thought it was creepy, and then I continued searching through Google Images, and I found this image, and it is a guidebook, basically, to being a part of this cult. So it was called Nexicon, A Guide to Sinister Strategy, and it has an eagle and a swastika, and I was like, nope. I actually did click on it and start reading through it, and there was some really, really weird stuff. Basically, what it was doing was kind of reforming whoever was reading it to, like, basically they were like, oh, Einstein was a myth, and children should leave the house and be on their own by the age of 16 because they'll become soft, and they should learn how to kill and skin animals and all that good stuff. So I was like, yeah. So basically taking everything that is socially acceptable now and turning it right upside down and just being like, nope. Also in this book, I found that a nexicon was also called Order of 9 Angles. Order of 9 Angles. So next I Google searched Order of 9 Angles, and I found a lot of information. So apparently the Order of 9 Angles is actually a very well-known cult, and it's one of the biggest and said to be one of the most dangerous cults in the world. Jazzy, if you're watching this, change your name and move, because like I said, these are supposedly one of the most dangerous satanic Nazi cults in the world. So according to Wikipedia, and I put in quotations, I do paraphrase and take quotes from the websites and sources that I use a lot. So I'm just going to put the links in the description below to the sources that I used, because obviously I knew absolutely nothing before this. I have no experience with this cult or anything like that. I know absolutely nothing, so none of this information is actually my own, obviously. It's coming from other sources, and I'm reiterating it to you, so please check out those links down below if you want to learn more. The Order of 9 Angles is a satanic and left-hand path occult group based in the UK, but with affiliated groups in various other parts of the world. So the thing about left-hand path, it's also the left-hand path and right-hand path is very well known in Wicca and in paganism. So the left-hand path is known to be the darker and like evil side of magic, and then the right-hand path is like a good, righteous path in magic. This cult was established in the late 1960s in Welsh marshes of Western England, and it gained its recognition in the 1980s for its neo-Nazi ideologies and activism. The cult does say that they predate Christian and pagan traditions, but at the same time, there's no crucial evidence of it existing before the 1960s, so it's really unclear of when it actually was established. And the founder of O9A is Anton Long, so they are not sure of much about him either. They did say that when he was a young man, he traveled all around the world and picked up things about like different cultures and different religions and different cults and stuff like that, thought they were all stupid, and he decided to make his own. It has been described as one of the most extreme and dangerous Satanist groups in the world. So the whole thing about this cult is to break from societal norms, in a sense isolating themselves from the outside world so they can commit crimes, embrace political extremism and violence, and commit human sacrifice. That's kind of like what they do. And they practice magic on the left-hand path. O9A is not comprised of a sort of political structure, as a lot of cults and other organizations do. They usually have a leader and then kind of like a tree going down of like hierarchy and order and stuff like that. In O9A, they absolutely have nothing. They're going by just the members, but they don't call them members in this. They call them associates. I don't know why, but they call them associates, and they go by kind of like a grade. It's really, really strange. So basically, like how far along you are in your spiritual path, you get a grade name, and there's seven different 7 different grade names. Literally, everyone is kind of like equal, but at different stages of their spiritual path. Here's a quote from someone named Nicholas Goodrick Clark, and he said that they are a satanic Nazi cult. It's combined paganism with praise for Hitler. I thought that was a little funny. So next I went on another website called occultstudy.org. It says that they offer an aggressive and elitist spirituality which punishes its members to find and surpass their mental, physical, and psychic limits in search of spiritual ascension. They define themselves as a tough path of social, criminal, and supernatural conditioning to break the link with normal societal conditioning. So basically, they're taking everything you know or thought you knew and completely changing it to what they want you to think. So Nexions actually mean like they're groups, and it also can be described as doorways to the supernatural. There's this realm called I'm going to butcher this name, Akaziel. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's look that up actually. Akaziel. Oh. Okay, Akaziel. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Google. Nexions can also mean a doorway to the supernatural or causal realm. This is a place of great power, but it's not considered safe or friendly. So they basically strive to reach this realm through spiritual practice and stuff like that to achieve something like great change in this world. I'm sorry if I keep reading from my notes. I didn't memorize all of it, obviously, so I'm just reading off the notes that I took. So the associates can be any of these 6 different categories. So the first category is a traditional Nexion. They follow the initiatory path, or that's also known as the Sevenfold Way, which is totally really old school for the cult and stuff like that. So the second thing that you could be is a Drek, or another name for them is a Niner, and they're the more modern or ethnic people of the group, so the cool kids. The next one is a Belobian, which are the musicians and artists of the group. They usually express their spirituality and their experiences through art. The next one is a gang, clan, tribe, or tribe members. So if you're a part of a gang and stuff or something, and you're also a part of the cult, then you are under this category. The next one is one of the most secretive and rarest of types of associate, and they're the mystics, and they follow the Ronwitha. I'm sorry, I totally butchered that. The Ronwitha tradition, and these are always women, and they have special psychic powers, and they work and live in the wilderness, sometimes in small groups, and it's usually within like one season or like over like a few months or something, and they're completely alone in the wilderness. It's either one person or a small group of like 2 or 3 people, just completely alone, cut off from the rest of the world. So the last type of associate that there is are just people that are associated with other cults but are inspired by the O9A, and this is literally the most unclear part of the entire cult. Like, they're not entirely sure like what it has to do with the cult, how it contributes and stuff. The only thing that they could translate from it was Temple of Blood. I don't know what that means. I don't know what they do or anything like that, so that's really creepy. The house has 5 fundamental principles. Each associate of the cult has to follow these 5 rules, and it's basically what they live by. This cult seems more like a way of life than it does kind of a spiritual path. So the first principle is called the way of practical deeds. Members are expected to live in ecstatic life, or a life that defies social norms and laws. They are expected to understand life through action and not reflection. The second principle is called the way of culling, and this is the most controversial of all 5 principles, and it has 2 sides. So the first side is some human scum have no place on this earth and are to be removed. They may do this by gaining a position of authority or through combat training. And they were saying how sometimes an associate would become a policeman so that they can kill criminals. Murder, becoming a police officer to murder. The second part of this is super blunt, and I understand why it's super controversial if the first part wasn't already controversial. Blood sacrifice to the dark gods. Fun! The third principle is the way of kindred honor. The need for solidarity and mutual trust, honor, and respect between members. All members are extended family, and you protect your own. Number 4, the way of defiance. I don't know if I wrote this down wrong, if I'm just dumb. The way of defiance of and practical opposition to Magian abstractions. Magian? I'm not really sure what that word means. All members must fight against forces such as globalism and rampant capitalism in an effort to an earlier, less exploitative form of society. Wow, I cannot speak. And the last principle is called the way of the O9A tradition. This is only applied to women of the cult. Encourages the return of mystic, empathic, and folk traditions. Embracing the divine feminine archetype encourages the development of strong female leaders. And O9A means one who understands, and it can also be translated to one who knows secrets. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the sevenfold way. So, like I said before, the traditional Nexions follow the sevenfold way. So another word for the sevenfold way is hebdomadry. It's deeply rooted in Western occultism and provides a path to ascension that is extremely difficult physically and psychically. The 7 refers to the 7 grades of the path, or the 7 planets. So the 7 grades that I was telling you guys about is like you start at grade 1 and then you make your way up to grade 7. So each of these grades are achieved through countless hours of studying, training, rituals, and just learning everything that you need to know, and just going through your path, going through challenges. Some of these challenges are absolutely crazy, and they make you do things like triathlons and stuff like that because you need to be physically fit, apparently. Some grades even involve living in complete isolation for at least 1 season. And you must also be able to cycle, run, and hike considerable distances. Some associates are even given new roles in life, such as a criminal, or they force them to go into the military. So the 7 different grades, the first grade is neophyte, second is initiate, third is external adept, fourth is internal adept, fifth is master or mistress, sixth is grandmaster or mosa, and 7 is immortal. They believe in a causal over science. When I was reading that book, the one that I was talking about in the beginning, they basically said that Einstein was a fraud and a myth, and he didn't exist, and everything he talks about is a myth. Their logic of it is, The supernatural realm where the laws of physics are meaningless and time and space is too complex to comprehend. Yeah. So, within the cult, they also practice 3 different categories of magic. So the first category is external, and it's also known as hermetic. And this includes normal magic that, like normal witches use every day, like love spells, curses, luck spells, spells for good health, all that kind of stuff goes under the first one, external. The second one is internal. And this is where things start to get really weird. So this is transforming the practitioner from something human into something alien. The third and last category of magic that they use is, I'm gonna butcher this name again, but aeonic, and that is creating widespread change using nexions. Another thing you might be wondering is I said that they were a satanic cult, but does that mean that they necessarily worship Satan? No. So I had little to no evidence that they actually worshipped Satan per se. What I found that they worship are something called the dark gods. So these gods are extremely unique and they are not found anywhere else in history or in any other religions. So basically, they believe that these gods are found within your own subconscious. And they have many ancient texts that say the names of these gods and also certain sigils and stuff and how to contact these gods. But if you contact the gods poorly or if you do it wrong or something like that, it says that you can go insane or even die. The last thing that I'm going to cover is, what does the 9 angles actually mean? I mean, if you're gonna call your cult the Order of 9 Angles, you better have some reasoning behind it. So the reasoning is very unclear, and there are actually 3 different theories about it, but the most probable theory to me I'm going to tell you, and the other ones, you can look into them if you like. The most probable one that I thought was this: 7 of the points are the planets. 1 of the points is this entire system of the cult and stuff like that. And then the last point is the mystic or their gods. Jazzy, I'm sorry. If you're watching this, I really do hope that you're okay, and I hope you take some sort of authoritative measures to protect yourself, or do anything to protect yourself just for a little while. That is what I found about Nexion and about the Order of 9 Angles, and I hope you are actually watching this video and you take something away from it and actually try not to die. That'd be really nice. I'd like to see more videos from you. That's all for this video. Please wish me luck in life. If I die within any time span that isn't normal death time for a 20-year-old girl, then I guess you know what happened to me. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you learned something from it, and maybe you even enjoyed learning about it. I mean, it is definitely very interesting to learn about. Like, I enjoyed reading about it. It's really very interesting. So, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a very blessed day. Please like this video if you did. Please subscribe if you want to see more content by me, whether it's like this, or it's unboxings, or whatever the heck else I do. I don't even know what kind of YouTuber I am anymore. Just subscribe down below to get more videos from me. And thank you for watching, and again, have a blessed day. Bye bye!